Good evening, everyone. Andrew and Bruce here. I hope you guys are all well. We're going to start the webinar in about 2-3 minutes. Just wait for some more people to come on. In the meantime, I'm going to mute us and turn the video off until we're ready to go. Hey guys, welcome to tonight's webinar. Looks like we're just about ready to get started. We're sitting at 3 minutes past 7. We know that it's a Friday night, and so we jokingly said it's a wine and webby night. So we've had our glass of wine whilst waiting for us to go live. I'm getting a little bit of feedback that the sound quality is not great. It's probably the signal. Tonight isn't going to be a long call. We're going to be talking for 15 minutes. We are going to record this. So Andrew, are we recording? Great. So we will be sharing this with our teams. But tonight, really, guys, is an opportunity to help equip our teams to be professionals, to have integrity, to have honor, and to build massive, massive professional networks. So we are going to be talking about GoPro and Eric Worre and some of the activities we can do in December in order to achieve that. But having said that, I just want to set the scene for today and set the scene for our futures going forward. In the last 48 hours, we've had a really interesting situation happen within our community. Now, it's not the kind of thing that doesn't happen. It's rare, and when it does happen, it's an opportunity for our teams to pull together, get a really strong DNA in place, and move forward. Now, here's what happened. All our support structures, all our platforms are put in place to help people succeed at Carrot Bars. So we've got a Team GiHugeness Carrot Bars Facebook page. We've got a Team GiHugeness Telegram page. We've got Back to Basics groups to help new people in Carrot Bars get up and running and building. And you'll see multiple platforms in place to help serve our teams. We have Carrot Bars focused events called Ignition events once a month. And we have Carrot Bars weekly presentations in different cities all over South Africa, Harare, and far afield. And all of these are set in place to help new people succeed at Carrot Bars and to help people who are in the business to continue to succeed. Now, one of the rules of engagement in this space is to make sure that these platforms never become business directories. Okay, they're not places for plumbers, lawyers, doctors, or network marketers to pitch their businesses. They're safe places for our community that we use to build Carrot Bars. If someone wants to build another business, if someone wants to build multiple businesses, then they need to build it in the appropriate places in an appropriate manner. So what we had recently in the last 24 hours is we had a pitch, a business pitch on one of our groups. And suddenly a group that was a safe place became an unsafe place. And so we've had to address that, guys. We've had to send messages, help people transition back to safe platforms. And we've done this so that we can maintain relationship, integrity, honor, and most important, professionalism. Probably one of the biggest crimes that's happened in network marketing is this lack of professionalism in the field. It's why people don't take network marketing as a profession very seriously. In fact, it's got a bit of a bad taste in people's mouths. And one of the values that help prevent that happening is to create safe places for people to grow in their skill sets, grow in their belief, and grow their businesses. So guys, we've been quite strong on this. We really want you as a community, we want us as a community to find that safe place and be able to really get focused, laser focused in what we do. So guys, that's what's been happening. We're not a business directory on those groups. There's a word for using those groups to pull people into your businesses. It's called cross-recruiting or cross-lining. And it's stamped out, it's frowned upon, and we're never, ever going to celebrate, encourage, or apologize when that happens. What we're going to do is stamp it out. We're going to stamp it out immediately. We're going to do that because our mentors who've been in the space for years and decades know the damage that happens when we don't jump on top of that very, very quickly. So having said that, we've got Andrew here in the room. Guys, I'm across at Andrew's house because our wives work together. They're celebrating at a staff Christmas party. So we've got the kids upstairs. It's hopefully they're not breaking stuff. But we got Andrew in the room because Andrew is our mentor. He is the man who for the last 8 years has probably spent the most money going and creating key relationships that we all get to feed upon, that we all get to lean on. Key relationships with Eric Worre, key relationships with Todd Falcone, with Fraser Brooks, with Masha and Miguel. And so we get to glean the best practices for our profession in order to help succeed and reach that goal of 1 million debt-free lives. Guys, that's our first goal. You know, from there, we're going to keep growing. But it does mean that we get to hold ourselves to a higher standard. And it does mean that we get to hold ourselves to a high standard of integrity, honor, and professionalism. So Andrew's going to talk a little bit around what his mentors have walked him through over the last 8 years and how we get to emulate a lot of that in order to create a safe community. So guys, I'm going to hand over to Andrew and then we're going to talk a bit about GoPro and some next steps for December.
Great. Thanks, Brucey. Right, guys. So, I just want to tell you guys a little bit of a story and the journey so that everyone understands, what the vision is here. In 2013, first of all, 2011, when I started in this profession, I knew that, if I wanted to go to the top, I was going to have to learn from the best in the profession and learn how to build a team of people who hold themselves to a higher standard. And so I went and sought mentors outside of my direct company that I was involved in then, which we've only moved across to Carrot Bars this year, but it's been those two companies in 8 years. And guys, really from a integrity point of view, from an honor point of view, what I found, the top income earners, the most successful people in network marketing, that number one, they've got integrity, and they won't cross recruit, and they won't abuse platforms. So I understand the mentality where if you've got access to an entire group of people that you can message them and try and pitch them your business. I understand the mentality. I understand as well if you arrive at an event like one of the GiHugeness events and maybe you are part of Carrot Bars, but maybe you've got another side business, another network marketing on the side, that it could be tempting to talk to the person next to you, like Bruce is next to me here, and to say, hey, Bruce, have you heard of XYZ company? Just, can't talk about it here. It's take my card. I understand understand how some people might think that's okay because maybe they think they're doing Bruce a favor. Maybe I'm thinking I'm doing Bruce a favor. But here's what I want to just get people to understand. When you cross line, there's two things that you're doing. If you cross line to take them away to another company, I want you to think of this. And this is one thing that I have always had in the back of my mind, which is why I don't cross line. And in fact, if someone's in a different network marketing company to me and they're happy there, I don't try and tell them how bad their company is and how good mine is. That's just integrity. And the reason why is because if that person is in another network marketing company, someone got them there. Someone put time and effort into getting that person into a business, and hopefully they are supporting them properly. Who am I to take Bruce away from someone that has invested their time and effort in making Bruce successful in that business? So that is problem number one. The bigger problem, however, is when someone says, hey, listen, I'm doing Carrot Bars and I'm doing company XYZ. The problem there is, guys, if it's not in your direct line of sponsorship. Now, I'm going to talk about this in a moment. Let me get this 100% out there. If you believe that it's okay and it works to build more than one network marketing companies, that's fantastic. My personal belief, and I'm going to touch on that in a moment, is you'll fail. You won't get to the top doing that. But if that's what you want to do, that's fine. But do it with your direct team. Because if you go to someone who's not in your direct team and let me put it over here. I directly sponsor Bruce into Carrot Bars. And then I directly sponsor, I'm just going to look at the first name here, Jacques Sasson. And I put him under Bruce. Now he's in Bruce's downline, but he is not Bruce's team. Bruce does not have dibs on Jacques because Jacques in Bruce's team, downline. Jacques in my team. I got him into Carrot Bars. Whatever happens in Jacques' team down there, Bruce will hopefully support, but he's my guy that I brought in. And if Bruce decides then one day that it's okay to go to Jacques and say, listen, I haven't spoken to Andrew, but I really think, Jacques, if you and I head off this way and together with Carrot Bars, or instead of Carrot Bars, do this little business, because I think it will be better, even if Bruce thinks he's doing it because he's doing Jacques a favor, it's still wrong. It's still not ethical. Why? Because he hasn't told me as the sponsor of Jacques, and he's gone behind my back. And number two, he more than likely is probably going to, if Jacques is not experienced, he's more than likely, guys, going to distract Jacques. Now, most people can't build one network marketing business to success, guys. 80 to 90% of people in network marketing make very little or nothing. You know that? It's just a stat. It's all over. Yet some people think that they can make it in two. They'll be successful in two. It doesn't, it's never works. I'm going to get to that in a moment. But I'm hoping everyone understands that that cross-lining is a no-no. And cross-lining is something that we pride ourselves in as Team GiHugeness that we don't do. Because here's the vision for GiHugeness, guys. Here is it. We want to build the most professional network marketing team in South Africa. If we maintain our high standards, our ethics, our integrity, and we do not even get into a gray area, because you see, guys, people who cross-line, this is what they'll do. They'll make the waters muddy and murky and make it all gray so from their side, they pretend they're not cross-lining. I've seen it all before. But when the waters are gray and murky, that means the line has been crossed because it's black and white, guys. You're either cross-lining or you aren't. You can't make the waters murky, even how much you try. And the problem is, guys, if you're going to be one of those people that's going to do that and make those waters muddy and make them murky, then that affects us as an entire team in Carrot Bars, in Team GiHugeness. But if we stay clean and we understand that that is not what we do, then we become that team in South Africa that everyone says, those guys have integrity. Those guys have ethics. We want to be part of that team. No matter how good the products or the services, we want to be part of that team. Okay. So hopefully what we've got now tonight, and hopefully we've touched on it, Bruce, I don't know if you want to say anything, if we've made it clear what the dangers of cross-lining are. Number one, you're probably going to damage your reputation more than anything else. You're going to make a lot of people angry. Okay. And number two, you're going to murky and muddy the waters for everyone else. So Bruce, I don't know if you want to say anything last.
Yeah, guys, I think the key thing in any business is relationship. And that's what we need to protect. The most incredible thing that we've had the privilege of being able to experience by building in this manner is creating lots and lots of meaningful relationships. And the last thing that we want to do is take advantage of those relationships. We never want to be in a position where we've farmed or fleeced our own community or cannibalized it into something that it was never aimed at to begin with. We all registered with Carrot Bars and plugged into this community because our focus was Carrot Bars. And so if people do want to get distracted by other projects, don't bring that distraction back into this place. Don't turn Carrot Bars and the focus we have here into a muddied business directory where we start abusing relationships and trust. We're professionals. We're going to fight for integrity. We're going to fight for honor. And anybody who stands against those three things or tries to make those three things muddy, we get to, as a community, say no. We will not allow that. So guys, that's been the last 24, 48 hours. We've had to have some really tough conversations and then not just have them privately one-on-one, but then have to have them in public forums. And we just don't want that to be, we don't want that to be our legacy. What we want to be our legacy is a focus on December, a focus on 2020, and a focus on that first goal of 1 million debt-free lives. And so that's why we are going to change gears now. And we're going to be talking a little bit around what to expect out of GoPro. But before we do that, we've got a couple key people on this business. And those guys on the business, we've got Adrian Stevens on here, Adrian Pilling, Natalie Harrat-Cedis, and Karen Rousseau. Those four are in probably the top 10 income earners. Now, guys, here's what I want you to know. We say top income earners. That has less to do with what they're making in money and more to do with how focused they've been. You see, the money they've made is a result of focus. And so we would love for them to share what they've done this year from a focus point of view, what they've done differently maybe from years before, to be in the top 10 income earners for Karatbars. Because I think there's a lesson to be learned here. Remember, the income is the result of a decision they made and a focus that they took. So I think it's awesome to hear from them. And we're going to ask Adrian Stevens. Adrian Stevens, please, we're going to put you, allow you to, you could just share with the team, you know, what have you done differently in the year 2019 from maybe previous years? And what are you going to do in 2020 now that you're one of the top income earners for Karatbars?
And Adrian, I just want to say this as well, guys, is you must understand, you know, I get it when people say, hey, I can build two businesses. It sounds good. I can make a little bit of income from this business, a little bit of income from this network marketing business. And guys, multiple income streams are vitally important. But in the network marketing world, when you try and build more than one network marketing business, often your integrity comes into question. It's just what happens, guys. And number two, I'm going to post a video here by Eric Worre onto our Facebook group. So, guys, please make sure you're in the GiHugeness Facebook group. I want everyone to watch the video after this webinar where I interviewed Eric Worre in 2013. And I want you to hear him at about the second minute where he talks about, it's only a 2 or 3 minute interview, where he talks about trying to build more than build multiple network marketing businesses. Now, Adrian Steven, guys, Adrian Steven is one of our six-figure income earners in Karatbars since March. When I first met Adrian, he was one of those guys trying to build a whole bunch of them. Adrian, if you could just tell people, like Bruce said, what's changed since you've been focused on one? And what do you think, why do you think you didn't achieve anything in network marketing before focusing? I'm going to unmute you there quickly. Okay, for some reason I can't unmute Adrian. That's not good. Adrian, can you try to unmute yourself from your side? Okay, hang on. Well, that's not working out for us, guys. Can't unmute Adrian.
Unmute now.
Okay, there we go.
Okay,
yeah,
there we go. Yeah, hi, guys. Yeah, must I put my camera on?
You can put your camera on.
Let me just put this. Sorry.
It's okay, Adrian. If you can't find it, Adrian, just talk. That's fine, mate. Just 1 minute to say what's changed.
Sorry, I'm just running on my phone. Okay, guys. Okay, what has changed for me is I started in the profession 3 years ago. I started off as an absolute amateur. I was running around like a headless chicken, and then I got introduced to Andrew, and just the way that he acted, his level of professionalism, how he did things different, really made me want to aspire to become like him as well. And so I plugged in. First of all, I plugged in to Go Beyond Gold. I plugged into the culture of GiHugeness, and I plugged into to become really as professional as I can be. And guys, I'm 1,000,000% focused in Karatbars, and I'm never going to look left or right. I've got blinkers on to anything that's happening either left or right. And since I've done that, my business has just exploded. So that's my passion, is for everybody to be as passionate as me and to be as driven as I am. Thanks, Andrew. Did you hear that?
Awesome. Thanks, Adrian. So what I'm getting there is you've just chosen to focus on one business for once. It's paying off handsomely. Guys, he's a six-figure euro income earner, guys. And what you're going to hear, all these people that we're going to bring on now have one thing in common. They're all earning over 100,000 euros this year. So thanks very much, Adrian. I'm going to bring on the next person, and hopefully he can, Adrian Pilling. Adrian, I'm going to unmute you. Adrian, can you hear us?
Hi, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
I can hear you perfectly. If you can just keep
cool.
Adrian, Obviously
you won't believe. You won't believe I'm out standing in the road. I got my family out for supper and I stepped out because the restaurant's too noisy. I think the difference for me is when I saw this opportunity on the 25th of March and I had a look at the presentation I was given, like everybody else on this webinar, they sat in front of somebody at some time, and I looked at the roadmap and the vision, and my blood ran, it boiled, my body tingled, because I thought for the first time, we have an opportunity with the company that is seeing beyond the next wealth transfer. And you only really get one opportunity in your life. And most people don't see it. And I looked at this thing and thought, gee, if I can take this and I can take a team to the next level, I will have a lot of fun. The team will have a lot of fun. And my family will be set up for life. But to do that, I had to radically change my thinking. And my thinking is, I'm an entrepreneur. I'll dabble in lots of things. It doesn't work in this business. I know lots of people that dabble in lots of things. I don't have a problem with that. But the real money is made by the people that really focus. And I think for me, the big thing is Team GiHugeness has an ethos and a management and a leadership structure that you can plug into at any time and to get where you want to go. And there are certain rules and procedures which are dead simple, but you must follow them. So to summarize everything, to me, it's very simple. You just have to pick a path and run like hell. And the path is simple. There's one path at the moment to unbelievable freedom. And it's focus, focus, focus on this business. I don't mind if you do other things. Most people are part-time. That's not the point. The point is put your energy where the money is made. This coin offering we've got now is an opportunity that will never come again. It finishes in 2 and a bit weeks' time. It will never be here again. We should be running flat out. We shouldn't be sleeping. We should be helping people. And that's what I decided to do. And let me tell you, I took my foot off the pedal 3/4 of the way through the year. Big mistake. It's flat on my accelerator is flat. My income is second best month I've ever had. Flying along, very focused, helping my team and just following the leadership. All I'm doing is following the leadership and nothing else. And let me tell you, it's worth every second.
Awesome, Adrian. Thanks very much, man. So, guys, once again, we're hearing that Adrian has kept focus on one network marketing business, and it happens to be Carapod. So, Adrian, thanks very much, my mate. All right, I just want to bring on Corin Rousseau. I'm going to try and find here. Luckily, this is all in alphabetical order. There we go. Corin Rousseau. Corin. So, guys, I'm going to unmute Corin as well. But just so you know, Corin, when I first met her, she was involved with an organization within network marketing, Work Your Wealth, that did believe in building multiple income streams. Corin, if you can tell us how that was working out for you back then and how just being focused on one has changed everything. And by the way, guys, Corin is another person who's earned over 100,000 euros this year with Carapod. Corin. Corin? Okay, Corin, we can't hear you. All right, I think there must be a problem on Corin's speaker side. So unfortunately, we can't hear from Corin. What I'm going to do now then is... Oh, yes, Corin. Fantastic. Corin, we can hear you.
What's the setting? First of all, Andrew, Bruce, I just want to thank you for having this call. I think it is vitally important that we had this. But first of all, Andrew, yeah, as you said, I've tried the multiple business for about 5 years, and I was working very hard. I went to seminars every weekend, flew around the country to every seminar, but I was still broke. I didn't make any money, even though I followed you, Andrew, and I respected everything. I always thought that I could do it better, because if I can build multiple businesses, I'll have more money. And I soon realized that that was not the case. So when we introduced the Carapod, I just decided that, and when I saw this business model, I just decided that I'm going to give it my everything. And no matter what, I'm not going to give up. I'm not going to stop. And I'm going to be totally honest, the first 3-4 months, I didn't sleep. It was hard. It was tough. and I just never stopped. And as you see, the rewards paid off. I'm earning good money. I have an amazing team. We have amazing leadership. But if I did not stop the other businesses, I would have never been in the position that I was in now. So
Awesome.
Thanks, Andrew, and all the leaders for your leadership and teaching us how we should do it.
Awesome. Thanks so much for your time, Corin. I'm glad we managed to get you unmuted there. Fantastic. Cheers. Right. And the last person I just want to have chat about this, and then I'm going to bring on another person very quickly as well. But I just want to bring on Natalie Haritzidis. Now, Natalie Haritzidis also comes from a multiple, background where they try to build multiple businesses. She's been focused on carrot bars now for longer than me. She's been in the business longer than me. She's also, she and her husband Andrew have also built up a 6-figure, that means over 100,000 euros in commission this year. Success leaves clues, guys. Success leaves clues. Natalie, if you can just tell everyone here, what changed when you started to focus on one business?
Hi, Andrew. And firstly, look, I just want to say something. Look, I always tell everybody my blood is gold. I had a very soft spot for carrot bars, but however, you do follow the shiny objects, and that's all I want to tell people is shiny objects are just that. When you're following the shiny objects, you're not focused on one particular business, and your mind is all over the show. We started with carrot bars 5.5, nearly 6 years ago, and we had a very big team, and then we lost focus. And I wish that we had done then what you're doing now, because had we done that, our team would have been saved. We're now trying, 4 years later, trying to rebuild the team. And we're working really hard at it, and they are actually slowly but surely coming back. But this thing of multiple companies doesn't work for most of us. It actually doesn't work for me, I'll be honest. I'm a one company, and when I believe in what I'm doing, I can sell ice food to an Eskimo. But you have to believe in it and stay focused. Focus is very important, and encouragement, and that's one thing that I say that I get from Team GiHugeness is the encouragement when you're feeling down, somebody's always there to pull you up. So let's just keep pushing each other up and making sure that carrot bars works. It's worked for so many years, it's going to work, but we do need to stay focused, guys.
Thank you, Natalie. I appreciate that. Really appreciate your words as well. Guys, I'm going to bring someone else on in a minute. I just want you to sum up what's been happening here with these speakers. Guys, here's the thing. Like I've said, no, I get it if you think building multiple network marketing businesses is the way to go. Hey, if the guy doesn't like vitamins, maybe he'll like gold. If he doesn't like gold, maybe he'll like whatever. I get it. I get the theory. Here's what I've learned in my 8-9 years in network marketing. And people, I'm not saying this arrogantly, and I'm really not trying to run an agenda here. I just want to tell you how it is. In my 8-9 years where my mentors who all make $1 million a year or more, every single one of them will tell you the same thing. They've yet to meet a person who has succeeded at network marketing to a high degree that has done it building more than one business. And that is fact. And I'm going to post Eric Worre's interview with me in 2013, guys. That interview took place. You will notice in that interview I have more hair and it's less gray. And I was green behind the ears back then. And Eric Worre said it in that interview. And guys, here's what works in network marketing. If you follow what the $1 million earners teach you, you will succeed if you apply it and do your numbers. Too many people think that if they go from this company to that company, because maybe that company's comp plan's better or their product's better, that's the problem. They'll make more money. Or if they just add this one in with this one, they'll be able to create 2 income streams. Guys, that's not the problem. If you aren't making money in network marketing, the problem's you. And you need to change, number one, your mindset and upskill yourself. That was a hard truth for me to have to swallow back in 2011, 12, because, I wasn't a big earner. And I had jumped once or twice to different network marketing companies thinking that the comp plan is better, the product's better. That's not the problem. The problem's you. And I promise you guys, if you cannot build one network marketing company, if you're struggling to build carrot bars, it's you. The systems are here, the support is here, it's you. More than likely, there's some skills that you need to work on. And more than likely, there's some numbers that you need to work on. You're probably not doing the right activity, but your support is here. Let me plead with you. Do not think the solution is to go to another business, get cross-recruited into another business, or think that the solution is that you need to add another one in. It's never worked, guys, in the history of network marketing. And I will shake the hand of the first person who ever does that. I'll shake the hand. I'll take them for dinner. I'll even tell Eric Worre to put them on stage as the first person ever to have built 2 network marketing companies successfully. Okay. There's a guy that I want to help end us off with, and I'm going to hand back to Bruce to just tell us what's moving forward. But there's a guy that has been on this journey with me for years. He's been to several Grow Pros with me. He comes and sits in the super VIP with me. He goes and has, he's been to Eric Worre's house. He's been on retreats with Eric Worre. He's been to Hawaii with me with Masha Miguel retreats. He deals with 6- and 7-figure income earners as well. And he's he is one of the most experienced network marketers in our team. And I just quickly want to hand over to Jacques. For Jacques, if you could just take a minute or two, just to give your perspective on this. So where's Jacques? I think you were right at the top of one stage. There's Jacques over there. Allow Jacques to talk as well. So Jacques, can you hear us? Thank you.
Am I on mute? Can you hear me?
No, we can hear you, Jacques.
Well, Andrew, thank you very much. This has been a tremendous journey. And you more than anybody knows that, before I came into network marketing, I was involved with several different businesses. And I just realized at that stage that if I wanted to get on the top, I really needed to stay very focused, and I needed to give it my all, and I needed to have unwavering belief. And that's what I did. And, collectively with the leadership of GiHugeness, we have built something very, very special. And the last thing we want to do is start wavering on our culture. And I know that it's exactly what we're not doing. We focused on making sure that we protect our community. And I just want to thank both yourself and Bruce and everyone that's added value on this call tonight, that when we know what we're working towards, when our vision is to help millions of people create, debt-free is the starting post, but financial freedom is what I'm focused on. This system really works. The average person out there that is really just stuck in a rut can start doing this from a home-based business, can start doing presentations, can plug into our GBG system, and you can really change your life. And this business enables me to do it. It has created growth in myself, growth in a team. It has given me fulfillment. And I just want to tell everybody out there that GoPro is the game changer here. If you want to take your life and your business to the next level, you need to make the commitment. And if you cannot get there this year, get there next year. But you can still do live streaming. You can still get on. You can get those nuggets and you can apply it. So it's applied knowledge that changes here. So I just want to say I love Carrot Bars. I love more so the team that we've built in GiHugeness. And I think we are really going places. We are making network marketing something we can be proud of. We're bringing in professionalism. And let's look after our identity. Let the other people see that we do not mess around when someone comes and tries to do cross-recruiting. Eric Worre, not last year, GoPro spoke about the wolf. Shoot the wolf if there's someone that's running around trying to eat your chickens. Look after them, and they will become very powerful. So thank you.
Right. Okay. Thanks so much for that, Jacques. I appreciate that. Great words as well. And guys, this is what I want to say before I hand over to Bruce. And Bruce is going to tell you what the call to action is from here. I want to make sure that everyone on this call understands that no one here, nowhere are we attacking any people or one person. We're talking principles here. On the one hand, we're talking integrity principles in terms of, cross-recruiting. That's just a matter of integrity. If you believe that you want to move your team across somewhere else, then move your team, but do it with integrity and not through cross-recruiting. And that's something that's high on our value systems within GiHugeness. The second thing is obviously from a professionalism point of view, guys, is that hopefully, and this is Look, I just write people off across recruit because I do question integrity and I do question whether I want you in my space. But I'm more passionate about making people understand how to be a professional network marketer, because professional network marketers make the money. And so what I'm hoping at the very least, what most of you get out of this is that you think, me, cross recruits, I'll never do that anyway. But for those of you, but all of us, and there's not a person on this call who at some stage hasn't thought, oh, I wonder whether I shouldn't bring in a second business, a second network marketing business. Or, you know, if that's who you, if my biggest thing on this, guys, as a professional network marketer who hangs around and gets counseled by the biggest earners in the profession, guys. And when I talk about the biggest earners, I don't want you guys to think I'm saying this because I want you guys to be impressed by how much money they earn. No, guys, they're making the most money. They're making big money because they've built successful businesses and they've helped more people. And they've done that by helping their people in their businesses be laser focused on one business and not dabbling here and there. In network marketing, it doesn't work, guys. And if you're thinking it will, you're wrong. And I'm not saying that because I want to blast anyone who's trying to do that right now. I'm telling it because I want you to succeed. I want you to succeed. And if you happen to think that I am lying or I'm not being honest, or you think I'm exaggerating, if you manage to build 2 network marketing companies successfully to the top of the comp plan or even halfway up the comp plan, please do not hesitate to call me and show me that income. And you will become the first person in the history of network marketing to accomplish that. You will be one incredibly specially talented person. Because to our knowledge, to the people who are earning €1 million, dollars or more a year in network marketing, they've never seen that happen. So be the person, if you want to, that wants to prove all those successful network marketers wrong. Be that person. Or just do what I did and a lot of other successful network marketers did and said, you know what, I'm not going to try and prove you wrong. You've already succeeded. I'll follow what you tell me to do and I will focus on one. And I will do whatever I can by being laser focused to get to the top of the comp plan. That's all I want to say for now. I'm going to hand over to my good friend Bruce here. Bruce is going to tell you guys what's happening on Monday night and also a little bit about GoPro. And then we're going to end off the webinar. Thank you, Bruce.
Thanks, guys. So guys, there's obviously a time and an action that's needed in order to start getting results. Remember, income is just it's a tally of the action that you've done. That's all an income is. So I want to talk about some of the stuff that you can do this December to really help get the right action happening that can get you moving forward, so that when the bright, shiny objects come along, they don't look that great because next to what you're doing, they pale in comparison. So having said that, I want to talk a little bit about Monday. Monday night, we have Masha and Miguel. They're our Australian-based mentors. They really helped keep us focused and given us great information to future-proof our business. I mean, one of the reasons why we have a strong value system that we want to hold on to is because of how much value they've given us. Now, they'll be doing a webinar at 10 p.m. Guys, I know it's late, but it's super early Australian time. They'll be doing a webinar 10 p.m. Monday night on the activity and the focus needed for December. And here's why that's so critical. December is a special time of year. It's a time of year where most people actually have leave. It's a time of year where most people are in the natural habit of almost auditing the year that's gone and starting to prep for the year to come. And so people are more open, more relaxed, and probably more deliberate about planning. And if we could come with an option, if we could come with a solution that helps them plan towards a better 2020, then it's our job to do that. And so Masha and Miguel are going to talk about how to make the most out of your December. I want to encourage every person to be on that webinar, get your teams on, get your partners and your running partners and everybody who you know are the guys that you're wanting to build within 2020, get them onto that webinar. The second call to action, guys, off the back of this is a whole lot of us are going to GoPro this year because, again, we want to future-proof our businesses. We want to future-proof our communities against change, against hurt, and we want to do that from the top leaders in this profession. But for those who can't get to that event, GoPro has an option where you can register and get live streaming to your home. And so I want to really encourage every person on this call who can't get to Go Pro, take time out this December, open up your home to the guys that you want to build with, and get the mindset, get the skill set, and get the future proofing, the stuff that maybe doesn't make sense now, but will in 3, 6, 12 months time. Get that in place so that you can have an excellent 2020. So guys, after this call, go and put into your diaries 10 p.m. Monday night, Masha Miguel, and ask whoever is running with you, whoever your partners are, whoever your leaders are, how you can get registered and start hosting Go Pro live meetings at your home. So guys, I want to thank you for tonight's call. We are going to be posting this as a recording into our groups. We're so happy to keep engaging on why laser focus brings results. It's fairly easy to have that conversation because there's so much proof on why we do that. But we just want to finish with this, guys. Our community is not a business directory. Our community is not to be farmed. It's not to be fleeced. It's not to be taken advantage of. Let's all fight to keep it safe. Let's keep laser focused, and let's have a massive December and a massive 2020. Guys, I want to thank Andrew for his time. I want to thank all the speakers who jumped in. And I want to thank you for taking time out on your Friday, guys. Have an awesome, awesome weekend.
Great, guys. Ending the webinar now.